Keyfax, intelligent software made simple. This video takes a deep dive into the process of building a new script. A script is simply a series of steps and actions placed in a particular order based on the process and outcomes we want to achieve. The script grid is where we build our script using the content that has been created across the different entities. Most scripts contain a series of questions and associated actions. The script step column typically contains the questions displayed in a hierarchical tree structure. If ticked, the REC column will capture the user's answer so it can be included in the description that is passed back to the host system. If unticked, the response will not be recorded. The action column displays actions, such as messages, services, etc. The ACT column displays an abbreviation for the action to help us easily identify them. The next step column controls the flow of the script. Selecting next step will move the users onto the next step in the script and is blank in the grid. Using end will cause the script to finish. It will then return to any calling script. Cancel will simply cancel the script and return the user to the host system. The submit option will terminate the script and navigate to the results page. Depending on the integration, an option to jump between script type will be available. Additional sections can be added to scripts and links to these will appear in this list. Okay, let's begin by selecting master. This is where we create all our scripts. We've been tasked with creating a new script for a faulty radiator. As you can see, we've already created the category and topic, but the script grid is empty. When editing, an asterisk will be added to the tab to indicate we are editing, as we can only edit in one tab at a time. The status of the script grid also tells us we are editing. Opening another tab, we can see the edit button is greyed out. By default, the navigation pane will display the existing questions that exist for the category where we are editing our script. We can of course create more questions if needed. We can navigate or use the filter field to find the question we want to add. Simply click and drag the question onto the script grid. The REC column has been ticked automatically as the record button was ticked at question level. We can double-click any step to open it in a new window. Let's add our next question. By default, Keyfax will place the selected item below the step selected as indicated by the blue arrow. Holding Shift and the mouse button together will change the arrow to point upwards, allowing you to drop it above. You'll notice the REC column is not ticked for the last two questions, as these are not ticked at question level. We can tick them here. Next, we'll select Master Script Links from the Item Type menu, as we want to link some of our answers to other scripts. Perfect. Now when the end user selects this answer, it will load the script content from that topic. Note we cannot open the link whilst editing the script. We'll repeat this for two more of the answers. Because we're linking to these other scripts, our process states we should end at that point. Therefore, we need to set the next step for each of those answers to end. Failing to do this would result in the script continuing and asking the questions below. Next, we'll add a message box to our script. Perfect. The message has been added to the action column. Next, we'll add a service code so it generates a repair. You'll notice the priority of the service code is R for routine, so let's override this to be urgent by selecting priorities and adding the urgent priority to the script. Finally, we'll link to a system script to ask how the repair happened. Great, that's our script finished. In order to access our script from the Keyfax application, it must be assigned to the required script set. We recommend watching our other videos that cover this in detail. In this example, we've already gone ahead and done this. Let's test our script. Don't forget, the answers for radiator loose, leaking and not getting warm point to other master scripts. Selecting valve loose or broken will continue in our script. Perfect. We can see our script has recorded the answers we selected, assigned the service code and overridden the priority to be urgent. Thanks for watching.